My name is Austin Lawrence. I am a PhD candidate in the Integrative Anatomy program in the Department of Pathology and Anatomical Sciences at the University of Missouri School of Medicine. I've always been interested in the natural world and in how the world works. When I was a kid, I was really interested in astronomy and in astrophysics and in understanding the forces driving the universe and different things going on in the cosmos. And as I got older and when I started college, I was really interested in math and the way that math could be used to explain phenomena we see in the natural world. When I started college, I shifted gears a little bit. I took a biological anthropology class my first semester of undergrad, and I got really stuck on that. It was really, really interesting to me. I didn't really know I wanted to become a scientist until I had gotten into college and was seeing scientists on a regular basis who were working on questions at the forefront of their field, trying to push the boundaries of knowledge forward. I'd always been interested in science and in the natural world, but I hadn't really seen that as a career path for myself until I was in college and seeing this happening around me. And I got involved in research when I was an undergrad, and that just sort of became the natural career path for me. I studied the fossil record of human evolution. Humans are members of a group of primates, a group of apes called hominins, which refers to everything more closely related to us than to our closest relatives, the chimpanzees and bonobos. And hominins are a really strange group of organisms, and humans are very weird among mammals. My research is focused on how we got that way. That's the big question that my research tries to get at. So I study these questions about human evolution through the lens of locomotion, which is how animals get around in their environment, how they get from place to place, how they get mouth to food, which is one of the really key things for animals out in their environments. And in particular, I study the hip and pelvis. So this is a cast of the pelvis of Lucy, the famous Australopithecus afarensis fossil from Ethiopia. And there are morphologies in the hip and pelvis, or anatomies in the hip and pelvis, that differentiate humans and fossil hominins from other primates. And these are related to how we walk, the fact that we walk on two legs. So I study how essentially these morphologies are related to variation in the way we walk. Day to day, my work can vary quite a bit. Most of the time, I am in here working on a computer, either working with 3D models of fossils, or working with statistical analyses, or writing, or even comparing casts of these fossils and taking measurements on real bones or on casts. And that's a lot of my work. I may also be in other labs on campus, either studying the anatomy of living people, or in a motion lab, in a 3D motion lab, measuring how people walk. And I also get to travel some for my work, and that means sometimes going to museums around the world to study original fossils of extinct human relatives, and going out in the field sometimes and looking for new fossils to try to get more direct evidence of human evolution. I really like science because it's really fun to be on the cutting edge of knowledge and pushing knowledge production forward and learning new things. I'm a really curious person, and I really like learning. Whether that's through formal structures with school, which is sometimes great, sometimes a little more frustrating, but being able to be really hands-on and learning new things with the science itself and producing original new knowledge is really fun. And for me, being able to hold a fossil of an extinct human relative is really awe-inspiring. It's amazing. It's an incredible feeling. To me, Show Me Science is about identity and about questions and what drives us to answer these different questions and how we approach getting at those answers and trying to explain what we see in the world. Scientists are, the questions we ask and the way we approach those questions are informed by our personal identities and the way we interact with the world. And historically in science, the dominant view has been a white, straight, cis male view, because those are the people who are allowed into scientific spaces and who would dominate those spaces and do most of the scientific research that was published. And that's starting to change more and more, which is great. And that means that we're bringing in more people and more perspectives, and we can ask new, better, different questions and bring in more ideas and test those ideas to learn more and test what we think we know. As scientists, we are also people, and that means that we have other interests and other things that we're involved in as well. For me personally, I really like being outside. There are some really fantastic natural spaces in and around Columbia and around near the Missouri River. So I spend a lot of time outside in those spaces on the trails on my bike. And I also play Ultimate Frisbee. And I also am a musician, a fairly mediocre musician, but I play the drums, and I really enjoy it when I get to play music with friends. It's a great way of spending time with people and also sort of gets the creative juices flowing. I am asexual and I'm a scientist.